Terry, it's game day. The show is about to start.
Yes, usually we don't do this show on game days.
We don't. Recently, at least.
Thursdays and Saturdays and Mondays
And there are a couple more coming up, too. We got another Lions Thursday game on Christmas in 2 weeks.
Right.
Week and a half.
well, that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I always enjoy Sunday mornings with you, whether they got a game or not, Terry.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because we get to talk to Lions. In fact, we always have interesting topics.
Yep.
For instance, I've been here the last few weeks how the best coach in the NFC North is Benjamin Alexander Johnson. of
That
the
is
Chicago
being said.
Bears.
That is being said, isn't it?
It is being said. So it leads, and you have Matt LaFleur, you have Dan Campbell, you have Ben Johnson. So you've got good coaches in this league.
And Kevin O'Connell's pretty good, too.
Kevin O'Connell's good, just not this year. But leads me to believe, a young man, I'm giving you an NFC North franchise.
Like a new one? A fifth
A
one?
new one. We'll put you in Duluth,
Come over here a little bit.
Minnesota.
I don't want to go.
And we're going to call them
Fine.
the Broders.
Okay.
The Broders, I like
You
that.
can have any coach out of the NFC North. Who's your coach? Who are you going to hire?
Dan Campbell. Quickly. My answer quickly is Dan Campbell.
I thought he was going to say Shriver, the assistant from the Bears.
No, no, no.
Not going for your boy Ben Johnson?
No, I'm not going for my boy Ben Johnson. He's giving me some reason to think that he should be that second one considered. Again, you named off. It's a really good division of coaches, of head coaches. Right. I think Dan Campbell would be the best for a brand new situation, a brand new franchise in Duluth, Minnesota. You want to build a team, build a foundation of winning culture, of winning football, and of a team that I want to watch. It's Dan Campbell.
Okay.
Do you agree?
I'm going to agree with you, and for this reason, and I don't know who gets most of the credit, but with Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, they turned the most horrific organization in the world into contenders.
They did.
I never thought
Facts.
I would say Super Bowl contender and Detroit Lions in the same breath. Even when they
here.
went to the NFC Championship game
Yes,
in
indeed.
1992, I didn't think they were contenders. I didn't think that was a team that was going to knock on the door every year.
They had Barry, but so they might have a chance to win a game, but they weren't contenders to you.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, they had more than Barry. They had Herman Moore, Lomas Brown, left tackle, very good. Chris Spielman,
Kevin Glover.
very good. But there was always, Kevin Glover. There was always infighting, and I got to see the infighting up close.
Yeah.
Players,
Please do.
front office, coaches.
Talk about it.
They didn't believe in each other. In fact, I know one of your things. One of the nicknames I gave the Detroit Lions back there was 3 Mile Island.
Damn.
The coaches were here, the players were here, and front office was here, and they were blaming each other for when things went wrong. So, seeing that toxic atmosphere, I said, "There's no way this team is going to sustain."
Yeah.
this.
That's what it felt like to me as I became an adult in the 2010s and got to see a lot of wasted football from Stafford and Calvin, some really good defensive teams because of the organizational chaos.
Right? They didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
They were trying to. The Lions were selecting friends to run the front office.
Yeah.
The Lions were picking people they liked to put in positions.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work.
No.
And here's the other thing. The Lions, there were people who were competent, wanted to help the Lions out, and the Lions were, "Nah, we good."
No. They're stubborn. They don't want to do something new or trust people outside that building.
No, the thing was the people outside the building wanted to be too reckless for the Lions. I mean, they wanted to move out some of these nincompoops, and the Lions said, no, this is my friends. No, we can't do that.
So they wanted to do what Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes did.
Yeah.
let's rid ourselves from some of these nincompoops and start drafting guys
or bucketheads. No, it wasn't even that. It was people in the organization, scouts and front office people, people who were making decisions to decide who was going to be on the field. If you don't play, they would have gotten rid of you. They get rid of you.
Yeah.
Have no problem with that, but they just didn't want to get rid of their friends.
Yeah. Yeah. And
so now you've got Dan Campbell, who, if I was starting a new franchise, that was probably the guy I'd pick.
Yeah.
Because he and Brad Holmes are responsible for turning around a culture. And so Dan Campbell, if you start a new franchise, he's going to create that new culture.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I remember I was when I was a journalist, I was trying to do stories on Lions culture. The dudes didn't even want to talk to me about it.
I was going to say, like, what was journalism like during those times? I say that I've been fortunate enough to cover this Detroit Lions team and probably the 4 best years of their organizational life. Mm-hmm. So that what you'd have to deal with continuously writing stories about bad play, about bad decision making in the front office. Approaching Amon-Ra St. Brown about a good game he had is a lot different than what you had to do approaching some of these players.
Yeah, but I had fun because, it's to me it's the storyline. It's not the wins and losses.
Yeah,
and these guys are always interesting. We would battle, which I was okay with. I almost got into a fight with Brett Perriman. The whole offensive line wanted to kick my ass.
They put quarterbacks' faces on their locker room. They pin them on the locker room.
Defensive line. But there were some fun dudes.
Yeah.
That played for the Lions, and but they just didn't win enough.
Yeah.
And they were mismanaged.
Yeah.
But it was still fun.
Yeah.
Because you never knew what was going to happen.
Did your peers in that room and on the practice field, the other journalists and broadcasters, and however sports was reported back then, did you have more fun than them, or was it a little more?
I had more fun because I think they were legitimately pissed when the Lions lost.
Okay.
And I wasn't.
You weren't a fan?
Yeah, so I'm like, if you win, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
If you lose, it's just another story.
Yeah.
And but I wanted to write my stories as if, let's get this team or this franchise out of this cloud of funk.
Yeah.
And I also, I don't know if the word disappointment is right, but yeah, I'm going to use the word disappointment.
Say it.
I was disappointed in fans who always thought this shit was going to turn around.
Yeah.
No matter what move they made, what stupid move they made, a lot of fans are like, yeah, this is our team. We're going to do it now, and they never did.
Yeah.
And I equate it to the Lucy pulling the football out from Charlie Brown. And the Lions were defiant. Oh, you want us to draft left tackle? Well, we're going to get a quarterback.
Yeah.
You want us to hire this guy for as a head coach? We're not going to do that. You want us to fire Matt Millen? We're going to give him a contract extension. So the Lions were like, man, fuck you. We're going to do what we want to do. Shut your mouth up. Give us your money.
Mm-hmm.
And shut the fuck up. That was the Lions' attitude. And the fans were like, we love you. We fucking love you. And they're just like pissing all over the fans. And the fans didn't even realize it.
They're just eating it up.
Yeah, just see, I know that's my team. They're going to do it.
Just wait till next year.
That was always the thing. Wait till next year.
Yeah.
Keep marking them
until
out.
this era, it was always just wait till next year.
Right.
There was some. They tried to funnel some hope down to the fans to get them to buy season tickets next year.
What's a confusing thing to me? There was more optimism for fans when the Lions were a horseshit organization than there is today. When they're a real organization, things are not going like they want to. For instance, right now, Lions are 8-5.
Yeah.
People are pissed. Back in the day, if they're 8-5, they're like, "Oh man, this is a Super Bowl team."
Yep. Headed to Lombardi.
Yep.
We got a chance. We got a chance.
No. It wasn't you got a chance. It's we going to do it.
Does that – can I pull out of that despite us sometimes ripping on them, like the Lions fans are smarter now. Like they understand, okay, this is actually real for the first time in a lot of our lives.
See,
Let's hold them to that expectation.
I don't think they're smarter.
Okay.
I think they still have the
You hear that?
same amount of stupidity, but in a different way.
They funnel into different areas. Like we're doing real great, but like our quarterback isn't mobile enough.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
Stuff like that.
You're not mobile.
Yeah. Instead of all the other good things a player is good at, you're looking for things to pick apart, to criticize. You want more. Brad Holmes has to be perfect in the draft, not just really, 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 really good.
Well, or Brad Holmes could say, we need more help on the defensive line. We need more help on the, whatever. Mm-hmm. Let's just do it. Or he could have the approach of, this team is right there. All you need is one or two pieces instead of saving money for, 2034 or 2055. I don't know what he's doing. Just do what you need to do to win a championship today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's not promised.
Yeah. It's a great discussion, and the Goff Stafford stuff has been played out. A lot of the trade conversation has been played out. This is now the fourth time the Rams and the Lions are playing since that trade. But that trade is fascinating, and hearing the debates all week again about that trade. Who won it? The teams are in two different spots at the time and needed the players they acquired for very specific reasons. The Rams, like we're talking about, we hope Brad Holmes one day will make the 2 or 3 right moves to put them over the top to go win the Super Bowl. That's what the Rams did with that trade, getting Matthew Stafford and then going and getting Von Miller, Odell Beckham Jr. to put around Aaron Donald. So
No, but you just said something there. When the Rams did that, they already had the foundation. You said, and Aaron Donald and things of that nature. The Lions have had to build to that foundation. I do believe now they're getting to that point where you can see, okay, now we believe we can augment around a few these players we've drafted, this foundation we've built.
Yes.
And that's the difference. And that's why I like that Terry continues to harp on the fact that what was here before, not only was it a horrible like foundation, this was like Chernobyl. It was like you don't want to be around it. It's radioactive and toxic. Now you have something that's thriving. It symbolic of what we see in downtown Detroit right now, like true Renaissance team. And it's because they're doing things the right way. They got that foundation. And now I do believe they're starting to approach that place. Once you get these young stars locked in, that's when I think you can go out there and say, you know what? Let's just go out there like they did it around Matthew Stafford and just surround it with everything.
Yeah, it's a great point. Let's take this moment real quick. I want to get right back into it just to welcome everybody to the show. Kool-Aid was talking, so we got to shout out our great TD, Brandon.
Hey,
Kool-Aid Dent. Great to have you here this morning, man.
Appreciate you guys as always, man.
And we got Willie B in the
of all time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I said 2 of my favorite hosts of all time.
We appreciate that, man. We got Willie B in the sound booth doing an elite job. Crash out, Willie.
Hey, let's get that camera up.
What's happening?
Shout out to the logo.
There.
I thought you stopped, and you said Willie B, but then you stopped, and I thought you looked over there, and that was an AI.
Yeah, is that a hologram?
Really,
Oh,
really
Are you a hologram?
I see you got jokes again, Terry.
he looks clear on that screen.
It's the
Willie B
haircut.
takes care of our sound, does an incredible job.
Thank you.
And I also wanted
Shout
to
out
take
Willie
a
B.
pause both to introduce you, Terry Foster, Detroit sports media legend, my co-host here on First to the Whistle every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. But there was some confusion in the chat wondering where Sean is, what's going on with the different broadcasts. This is the first show of the day that you and I host. It's not the pregame show, which you'll see coming up later this morning, featuring Sean Baligian and Neil Rule. We hit some of the stories of the week, kind of talk broader about this Lions team, not as much X's and O's as much as I try to pull you into it sometimes, Uncle T. You'll get more of that in the pregame show with Sean and Neil. But then today, Terry, 425 Rams game. We got a watch party at Art and Jake's Clarkston. You ever been out there?
I didn't know they had one in Clarkson until last week.
I didn't know that either, but they do. I've heard
trip.
all these great things about the Art and Jake's locations, and it felt like My girl this morning, as I'm driving in, 6:30 this morning, she's cutting a promo for Art and Jake's. She texts me saying she's also down for Art and Jake's tonight because their food slaps. Their food slaps hard, she says. Their spinach artichoke dip is so good.
I never had that food
I
before.
cannot get with spinach artichoke dip. Now, that's for women.
She's a woman.
I know, but fellas.
Then she says she'll
flat.
Sorry.
Oh,
Pardon?
Spinach artichoke dip. That's not a man's meal.
We call it spinach dip.
Warm. It's a little bougie. But it's not my favorite.
It's just spinach dip. That's it. They try to make it
Just straight spinach dip.
That's just straight.
Yeah, spinach dip I can roll with.
Yep.
The
That's
spinach
just,
artichoke dip.
Don't need to add that.
That's for women.
Exactly.
But
Fancy
if you
way
have
to
women
say
in
it.
your crew, then that works.
You got to have a good chip with it. Regardless whether you got spinach or artichoke in it, you got to have a good chip.
A tortilla chip.
It's got. It can't be those chips that falling apart. It's got to be like a double chip.
Real strong chip.
real
Like
strong.
Dan Campbell in chip form.
Right.
Yeah. Terry, we talked about the trade. We've talked about it ad nauseum. But I think what goes overlooked is Brad Holmes didn't have to make that trade. He just became the GM. Dan Campbell just became the head coach. He didn't have to trade Matthew Stafford, even though Stafford went to him and said, I want out of Detroit.
I think he did have to make that trade for this reason. There'd been so much turmoil and angst in that dressing room that he didn't want to have a guy that didn't want to be here. He didn't want his high-profile quarterback not to want to be here because then that anger would spread throughout the locker room. And that's happened with the Lions before.
Yeah.
I mean, when Barry Sanders wanted to retire.
Yeah.
Well, when he retired because he was pissed that they didn't hook up his boy Kevin Glover. They didn't hook up Chris Spielman. And so he's like, I'm out of here. So, and that was part of why I never thought the Lions were going to win anything is because I knew they were dudes. They were pissed off.
Yeah.
And rightly so. They brought in, remember Scott Mitchell?
Oh, yeah. Was he a lefty? Was he a southpaw? Yep.
He was a lefty. He had like a few good games for Miami, and then Minnesota wanted him, and the Lions wanted him, and I don't think the players really liked Scott Mitchell. The fans didn't like him because he threw too many interceptions.
It sounds like a pattern in Lions quarterbacks, whether drafted or signed to free agency during those eras.
Yeah, I mean he passed for 350 yards.
He had some talent.
With 3 picks and two touchdowns.
I still put him in like the Charlie Batch category. Just okay, they're fine. They're your bottom of the, bottom 10 quarterbacks in the league. They're your Tuas now. Your the category Bryce Young and some of these young guys are.
Yeah,
they're
but the only
fine.
difference
Jacoby
was-
Brissett. Actually, he's been
Because
pretty
Scott
good.
Mitchell caused a huge fight in the dressing room.
He did.
Yeah, because he threw an interception at the end of the game, and I think at that point players were like, we're sick of this shit. And so there was a physical fight in the. Well, I'm not talking about yelling and screaming and saying "kiss my ass." They were fighting.
And not
being
the
thrown.
on the field
In the
training
locker room
camp
fighting.
fisticuffs.
Right.
Hands.
What's with all these quarterbacks in Detroit Lions history causing issues in the locker room? So okay, I won't go there. Won't go there today. We've talked Goff or Stafford and everybody else enough. We know in this game today the 2 best Lions quarterbacks in Lions history are playing on the field.
Correct. The same time.
We can agree on that.
Yes, we're in agreement.
Whether you agree one's better than the other, it doesn't matter. They're the 2 best. You saw a lot of good Stafford here in Detroit. A lot of good talent. Is this the best you've seen him this season? Is he playing the best football of his career?
I'm not going to say that because when he did good things here, we always poo-pooed it. For instance, Matt Stafford was throwing the sidearm. He was criticized for that. And when Patrick Mahomes did the same thing, it was like, look at Patrick, man.
Yeah.
Look at that creativity. But if Stafford did it, it was bad. if Stafford threw for 400 yards, he was pad Stafford. Doesn't matter, even if he won. So I don't think there was an appreciation for him here, and there was never going to be one because the Lions were not a winning franchise.
But he's still loved here.
Well, because he's gone. Once again, let's go
Good
back.
point.
This community does not like the starting Lions quarterback. They like the backup, and they like the former starting Lions quarterback.
Or the future starting quarterback that we don't know who it is, but
Well,
there's somebody better.
People are in love now with the mobile quarterback.
They are.
They don't know who it is. But that's who they want.
That's what's hot now. It's flashy. We talk about it every week. It's what's flashy. It's what people want to see.
I heard a clown say this.
Not you, crazy clown.
Although
maybe.
He'd rather have Bryce Underwood quarterback in the Detroit Lions than Jared Goff.
Freaking joke.
That's stupid. And then you're always, the Lions fans are smarter now, huh? No, they're not.
I'm trying to support my people. They keep giving me reason.
Well, you got to be realistic with your people.
I do. Obviously, Bryce Young would not make this team better. Obviously, nobody coming out of the college ranks this year is going to step in and make this team better than Jared Goff will next year. And take a look at Spot Track, any list of upcoming free agents and contracts coming up. There is not a better quarterback available to you than Jared Goff. So I could try to talk him up and defend all the things I think he's good at or better than mobile quarterbacks. Then I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to say, this is who you got. There's nobody better.
Let me simplify it for you. You get that offensive line back together.
Yeah.
Jared Goff is rough.
Yeah.
You can't handle him because Jared Goff is not challenging defenses. He's taking what the defense gives him. He's got playmakers who can break things up.
Yeah.
So if you get that offensive line straight, Jared Goff is straight.
He's straight. He's not only straight, he's elite. With an offensive line, he's elite. You can call it a negative and say he needs the offensive line to be elite, or you can say when he gets the offensive line, he's elite, and I want an elite quarterback.
You know what? No, because that's something I've been looking at all season with Jared Goff. You look at this team 8-5, a lot has changed. They didn't do what they needed to make that offensive line what we know it's needed to be for them to say this team has Super Bowl aspirations. But looking at the team being 8-5, we've seen, and I get it, some of these teams have won Super Bowls, so you can take some of this with a grain of salt. But we've talked about being fans, learning to be fans of a team with Super Bowl expectations. Sometimes you're going to have to get it out the mud. It's not always going to be 15-2 seasons and everything just turns up 7-7-7. So for me to see Goff in his stats, we talk about this every year. Every year people say he's not a top 10 quarterback, but then the stats say top 5 in passing, top 5 in touchdowns. I do believe that Jared Goff is doing enough to help lift this team to the 8-5 status. Could he have been better? Has he been a little bit more streaky than I've noticed in the past? Yes. But I do believe we're seeing a Goff who is overcoming really these obstacles that directly affect him and have affected the running backs. This isn't the same offense like Ben Johnson here or not. These players that they're missing, that offensive line, how it's kind of been devastated to some degrees. I do believe that Jared Goff, in my opinion, has elevated this team to the 8-5 record with a good opportunity to make the playoffs this season.
Yeah.
Do you know how we view things in this city? You
What?
talking about, the Lions fans are smarter. No, they're not. Jared Goff could go 500 passes, no interceptions, 20 touchdowns, and the Lions go 6-0. And you know what we say in this city? So what?
So what?
He said, but then he'll follow that up with a game, and I'm talking about a game, then he'll throw 3 interceptions, and the Lions will lose, and we say, that's Jared Goff.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want him to be quarterback. That's why we need a mobile quarterback. That's why we need this. Lion fans just go berserk off the one bad game, and they ignore the 7 good games.
Yeah.
Because the Detroit fans, we used to losing. We lose as a losing culture, and we still not assume the winning program mindset after all those years. So
sometimes you just gotta go through some tough times, and that's where when you talk about the conversation of which coach would you want. Well, if we had a situation where things didn't go the way we thought they should have from the front office with personnel and such, I'm sorry, I want Dan Campbell. And right now, I'm loving who Jared Goff has proven to be. Because we've seen, no matter what, we've seen Matthew Stafford, he matured, he got better, he took certain steps forward with the Rams. But when he was here, things had to be perfect for him as well. And even when they gave him some decent teams, we still didn't get a playoff win. And so that's why I'm trying to balance and level things out here, because I do believe that sometimes you're going to find your team going through this type of devastation.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a quarterback that can at least wade the water or more. And I do believe that Jared Goff, along with Dan Campbell, are two of the biggest reasons why we see that now. Obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs, to me, is probably your biggest.
Struggles without a good offensive line?
Talk to me.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady.
He's had some not so hot games this year.
That's the best quarterback in the league most weeks. But his offensive line, when it's jacked up, he's running for his life. He's throwing interceptions. He's panicking.
Yeah.
So every quarterback, I don't care who you are, from Jared Goff to Jordan Love to Patrick Mahomes to Tom Brady, they needed help.
Yeah. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. He's not having the best season. Matthew Stafford is having the best season. He's the best quarterback in the NFL this year. It does coincide with his offensive line is playing really well. Their running game is starting to pick up even better than it was earlier in the season. And that's not to take away from Stafford because, like Dark Cash 5520 said in the chat, Stafford couldn't throw a touch pass. I don't want to say he couldn't throw a touch pass back then. He wasn't as good as it. He wasn't as good of a quarterback. He wasn't as patient. He wasn't as he's always been good at manipulating defenses. He's great at it now. His touch is so much better. He is so much better of a quarterback. McVay is the better head coach for Stafford right now. Dan Campbell's the better head coach for Jared Goff. They're just two completely different situations. Stafford is fantastic.
Yeah, but when Stafford threw quote-unquote touch passes, he was criticized for it.
Because his touch passes led to his receivers getting blown up across the middle.
Well, those are the fastballs.
There are less of those now. He has matured as a quarterback. Puka Nacua does lead the league in contested catches this year, just saying. But I'm not crediting this season to Puka Nacua and Stafford. He's got two really great receivers. He's having a great year. He still has to deliver them the ball. He still has to run the offense.
You're right.
That's why this game is going to be tough because the Lions' defense is I don't want to say they're struggling. They're beat up. They're missing some key guys. And like that Dallas game, offensively, it's a bad matchup. You got two really good receivers on the outside. You got a quarterback who can get them the ball anywhere on the field. And this running game with former Michigan running back Blake Corum, they got a little two-headed monster brewing. Not that Corum's athleticism or anything should scare you, but he's running well, and they're learning how to balance Corum and Kyron Williams. It's a dangerous time to play these guys in a really important game for Detroit. Not a must-win to get into the playoffs, but just about there. They can't lose many more, Terry.
If you're 8-6, and we always say every week the Bears are going to lose, the Bears are going to lose. Guess what they do? They keep winning.
They do.
Yeah. So,
and who do they have coming up? The Bears,
San Francisco.
They got the Browns, Packers.
Oh, yeah, Browns, but they got San Francisco.
Yep, they got Browns 3-10 right now. Packers are 9-3, 49ers are 9-4, and then the Lions to finish the season.
So the Bears going to lose to Cleveland?
No.
You didn't have to think about that. Hell no.
I got to think about it because I don't trust Caleb Williams. And if there's anything to mess up a quarterback like Caleb Williams, it's someone named Myles Garrett. Things could happen, but they're a much better team than the Browns. Browns have a decent defense.
Well, the Bears
call it a win.
9-3 for a reason, and the Browns are 3-10 or 3 whatever they are.
Bears are 9-4. Browns are 3-10. So Bears win that one and move to 10-4. Then they got Packers, 49ers, Lions. Are they winning 2 of those games?
I think they will. At least 2 of those are at home. They had a tight game with Green Bay in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
It'll probably flip and they'll win it at home. San Francisco, who knows? They could beat San Francisco too. Because I heard
They could beat anybody.
and maybe I heard they could not beat Philadelphia, and they did.
Yeah. They keep answering. They're waiting for
So maybe the Bears are more good than flukish, but let's say they are a fluke. Maybe we don't see the flukishness come out into the following season because remember Minnesota 3 years ago? They won all those close games.
Yeah.
And we said they're a fluke, but they kept winning.
They did.
But then the next year, everything fell apart. So maybe that's what's going to happen with the Bears. Unless Ben Johnson is actually the best coach in the NFC North.
This final stretch is going to be a really good test, a really good litmus test for us to see Ben Johnson and how he handles being in first place. Going down a little gauntlet here where these games mean a lot to the Packers, the 49ers, and the Lions. We as Lions country, Lions fans, we need that final game of the season to get into the playoffs, right? The winner gets in.
It could come to that.
That's what we should. I mean, I guess we should want to, run the table and the Packers and Bears kind of fall off the chart. But we want to control our own destiny, and I'm down to go to Lambeau Field with the season on the line.
But you know what? To control your own destiny for real, you actually have to win back-to-back games.
They haven't done that in a while.
It's been September.
We talk so much they don't lose back-to-back games. They haven't won them.
Right. I think the 2025 Lions are broken.
You think they're broken right now?
The offensive line is not good.
Not breaking, not a little cracked. Like you think they're broken?
Broken from the standpoint of they're not going to win the division. Broken from the standpoint, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Broken from the standpoint, let's say they miraculously make the playoffs, they're not going very far.
You just got to get in.
The offensive line is not what you want it to be.
Agreed.
That's the backbone of the team.
That's the exact reason why I would be concerned to consider them. If they sneak into the playoffs, are they going to be favorites in any game? I don't know. I know other teams don't want to face the Lions. I know in a one-game sample size, Dan Campbell and Hank Fraley have shown that they can get a good performance out of a cracked offensive line.
But you know what? I think teams do want to play the Detroit Lions.
Why?
Here's why. One, Lions can't go for it on fourth down anymore because that was one of their calling cards. I mean, they failed to make first downs.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan Campbell said, well, fuck it, we're going for it on fourth down. They can't do that anymore because the offensive line can't generate enough stuff for them to get that 2 or 3 yards that they need.
It's not the same when you got Ragnow and Zeitler and you're like, all right, we need 1 yard, go. It's a guarantee. It's not a guarantee anymore.
No. So you don't have that. The offensive line is compromised. We'll call it that.
They are.
The defense is bad.
Bad's a stretch. Vulnerable. I'll go with vulnerable. I'll accept vulnerable.
All right, here.
Unk.
Here, Unk's going to give you a little. It's bad.
All right.
Here you
It's
go.
third down for the other team.
Yeah.
What percentage chance do you give the other team to make it on 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 5?
I'm going to give them a 56% chance. Way more than it should.
I'm going to give them a 70% chance. Lions can't get off the field defensively. You don't have Kirby Joseph back there who you can criticize him all you want, but the dude used to set people up so he can get his little interceptions.
Yeah.
You don't have your boy Brian Branch out there.
Playmaker.
Right. So what kind of run is this team going to make?
Those are the guys. I'm coming to you next, Kool-Aid. Those are the guys that clean up for a defensive line that may not get home. They may get pressure. They may change what the quarterback sees right in front of them.
Yeah.
But when they don't get home, the ball is thrown Kirby Joseph has been there to pick it off better than any other defensive back in the NFL. Without him, without Brian Branch there, it makes it all that more important for Hutchinson, which we'll get to.
Home.
Opposing quarterbacks have more time to pass against the Lions than all but like 2 or 3 teams in the league.
Jordan Love he had like a couple bites of a turkey leg before he was throwing the ball in the pocket.
We sit here and criticize Jordan Love. He ain't that good.
He's not.
He's overhyped.
He is.
But I tell you what, you give him 5 seconds in the pocket, he will kill you.
He will, and he will deliver it on the dime, a perfect throw. He is very talented. I would never say Jordan Love's not talented.
Man, y'all are preaching right now. You know what? You go back to last year, that defense didn't give opposing quarterbacks, especially to start the season, time to do anything. At the beginning of the season, I remember if you go back to the broadcast, they were talking about how the Lions are giving quarterbacks like 2 seconds to make a decision. And every quarterback was experiencing like 1.5 seconds less versus the Lions to make a decision on the field. And you go back to last year as well, really the last 2.5 seasons. This team, the one thing, brother, and we covered this on show, shout out Waco Woodward. This team was elite in the red zone. Elite. We knew between the 20s had this bend but don't break philosophy. Those safeties made sure nothing got behind them more times than not. And then when they got into the red zone, everything stoned up. Everything. Even when they tried to run like the 3rd and goals, the 4th and goals against the Lions, everything seemed to be clicking. And you said it best, Terry. We had the opportunistic ability in that secondary where people were getting takeaways to clean up everything. We saw Dan Campbell come out of the tunnel at halftime saying, we haven't played to our identity. We play to interceptions. We don't just, that happened. We make it happen. And what did you see? Carlton Davis right then and there got the interception at the end of that interview. And that started the Lions' comeback in that game. I think it was against the Texans, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It was against Houston Texans.
That big Carlton Davis pick.
Yeah. And
he had 2 of them.
2 of them. That's what I'm saying. That's a huge difference. We could rely on it over these past few seasons, but now missing those opportunistic turnover machines, it's looking a whole lot more bleak. So now when you talk about Matthew Stafford has time to pass it, in the past, I didn't mind that because I knew Kirby Joseph is going to get 1 or 2 of those. But now it's a situation where if Matthew Stafford is in backyard football mode, it could be a long day for the Lions.
Yeah. You bring up a good point, and you brought up Carlton Davis, and that leads me to this. Someone not named Hutch who has to have a big game today. He was paid a lot of money this offseason to come in and take over for Carlton Davis, and he didn't have a great game last week against Dallas. It's DJ Reed. You got paid for games like this. Not to go and shut down Puka Nacua or Devontae Adams, Terry. You get paid so that when this defense is beat up, when Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph is out, you can do your best. You can give your best ability to slow them down, to make life difficult for those 2 receivers. DJ Reed has to step up today.
Don't you need Hutch to step up and be a good number 2 guy? Muhammad?
Yeah.
Right.
You mean the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hutch has got to step up. To be honest, both of those guys do. Hutch really needs to get home and really needs to make life difficult for Matthew Stafford. Pardon?
I said shout out to Ali McNeil.
I haven't heard that man's name in a while.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think he's in my notes anywhere. And I didn't even think about that being a problem. Yeah. He's got to have a big game because what's been special about the Rams lately, not Stafford, not Nacua, not Devontae Adams, it's the run game.
Kyron and Blake.
Kyron and Blake, Blake Corum, that's a really good 1-2 punch right now. And again, Stafford has gotten better. This is his best season of the year. He's really good in play action, too.
Correct. But, the thing is, play action, and, we go back to the running game.
Yeah.
We go back to the offensive line. Play action doesn't work if you're averaging 2 yards a carry because that linebacker is not biting on that play fake.
Right.
They're going to stay deep, and then play action is just not going to work.
They need to set it up. It was interesting what the Lions did last week, though. We emphasize play action on our show. We talk about it all the time, but they came out throwing the rock. Like, they used play action early to develop the pass, to some screen passes, some 5-yard curl routes, just to get that part of their offense going to then set up the run, which wasn't great against Dallas. Gibbs didn't have the best rushing game, but they did enough where they were able to allow Jared Goff to get the ball to his weapons in space and make shit happen. They're probably going to have to do the same because Byron Young and Jared Verse, they're coming from the edges. A decent little interior with Poona Ford and Co, some athletic linebackers. But the guys you got to worry about off the edge are especially Jared Verse and Byron Young. Got Penei Sewell on one side. Taylor Decker's beat up, questionable, might not play. Giovanni Manu's not playing.
You know what? I think Taylor Decker might retire.
After the season?
Yes. I'm sure he's tired of getting beat up. He's tired of his shoulder.
It's almost looking game by game.
He might just say, hey, I'm peace out. This means you're going to have to get more linemen who are not going to be ready. You're going to have to probably draft another left tackle or right tackle who will be ready in 2 or 3 years. So, I don't know, man.
Quick pivot. Better chance to play next season, Taylor Decker or Frank Ragnow?
You're bad.
I'm bad.
I'm going to go Taylor Decker because he hasn't retired.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank Ragnow has retired. And I told you when he announced he was coming back, somebody needs to step in and say, no, you're not coming back.
You call it.
Just hang out. Yeah. Someone did.
Just chill out.
It just turned into a PR nightmare.
You know what? We talk about not getting the right information. A little tiny bit of me is saying that the Lions, bullshitted us with he's got a hammy. You know what I think happened?
They lost.
No.
Tell us.
Here's what happened.
Tell us.
He said, I'm coming back, Frank Ragnow, I'm coming back out of retirement. So it gets out. Mama, his wife said, oh, no, you're not.
New baby at home, kind of?
Yeah. Yeah, and
the
you
injuries?
know what? Tom Brady tried to unretire. He lost his woman.
Well, you know what?
Pretty much.
I think Mama said, hey, you can go play, but I'm gone.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Just no jiu-jitsu coaches.
Right.
No instructors.
Then he's like, oh, damn, my hamstring is a little messy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Happy white.
The roast of Tom Brady is one of the funniest 3 hours you could watch on the internet today.
Oh, what's the female comedian?
Oh,
She's
my God.
Nikki Glazer.
Nikki Glazer is awful, but I love her.
It's funny.
Oh, my God, she's funny.
That's comedy.
I need that on the shirt, bro.
What?
Like, don't hire your woman her own personal jiu-jitsu trainer.
Yeah, right.
Like, at all.
Right? Some of the jokes out of that were epic. My favorite is probably making fun of Gronk.
About the crypto.
About the crypto.
Even Gronk said, "I don't think that is good."
Yeah, I know that's not real money.
Right.
Yeah, and Bitcoin is just him chomping on a bunch of pennies. Right. No, it was funny. Coach Isaac B in the chat, $2 super chat. Terry said DJ had a game-ending pick last week. Broder, DJ Reed, he did. That's a huge play. We might need more plays like that. And that is a play when you needed it. Yeah. He didn't play well last week, though. He didn't.
You know what else you need against the Rams today? You need for Hutch's first sack not to come with like 2 minutes left in the game.
Yes. All these Hutch stats right. And whatnot.
Oh, it was like a few weeks ago, and he didn't do nothing the whole game.
Yep.
And then like 3 minutes left, he gets a sack, and so all of a sudden he gets a game ball. He's
a wrecking crew all game. No, he got the sack after Jameis Winston ran around for 12 seconds.
Right.
I could have gotten that sack. I don't know what.
Winston ran into his arms.
Seriously. It was almost as bad as Michael Strahan's record-breaking sack back in the day. It was close. It was close. I don't know what it is about Hutch, and we'll talk about him here in a second. But, like, seems like he's always just he sprints like 7 yards upfield and then decides to, like, he's coming back to the play way more than he used to. I'm not worried about him long term, but I don't know if we're seeing a little bit of the injury play a factor in
Or
it. He's
maybe
just a tiny less
the league
explosive.
is adjusted to him, and he has to readjust to the league.
You might be right.
Because there was a guy, Luther Ellis, used to do the same thing. The dude would beat the left tackle like a drum, but he was 15 yards behind the quarterback, so he would take himself out the play.
Yeah.
Then he'd have to run back, and so I'm seeing Hutch do that. I'm also seeing Hutch do this. He gets stopped, and then he turns his back to the quarterback and tries to do like this.
He's a big dude.
He's a big dude, but he's going up against other big dudes
Yeah.
who are bigger.
Yes, which is why he needs maybe a little more rest. There's part of the argument of getting an edge rusher.
Yeah,
He just needs rest.
Right.
He's playing like 90% of the snaps.
He needs
He's going to be tired
help.
by the end of the game. LeBartney, our friend, I don't know if he's from Dubai, but had lived there, and he's back in town now this week. I heard
saw him.
he stopped by Big D.
Yeah,
Brought some, was it bourbon? Or Scotch?
Eagle
Not
Rare.
Scotch. Eagle Rare.
yeah.
You guys had a good Friday night. He gave us another super chat. $4.99 says, tell AQM to stop stealing Hutch's sacks.
We're good.
Well,
NFC
AQM is like, hey, he's not going to do it. Well, I may as well do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. That's him playing, what, 20, 25 snaps a game? Hutch doesn't need as many as he does.
Well, he needs, you do need rest for the most part. Now, I know what people say, wow, he's making $45 million a year. He doesn't need rest. Yes, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Here's how it works on the defensive line. You usually take dudes in and out.
Yeah.
Because for the most, and Hutch is not, but for the most part, these dudes are fat. They get tired. And so you want a fresh guy in when it's an obvious passing situation. So that, to me, is a coaching error. Drag his ass off the field.
Could it be a side effect of a rookie defensive coordinator, or are you talking head coach? Dan Campbell's got to recognize something and be like, dude, just get him out on a couple more first downs, or give him a blow on second so you can let the Ferrari loose on third.
Right.
So you put
I
that
think
more
it's
on
both.
put it both?
It's both, because you know what? It's not a one-man show. You can have discussions during the game. You can make adjustments during the game. And even if Hutch, let's say Hutch is like, I don't want to out the game. He said, get out the game.
Yeah.
You hurting us.
Yeah.
Sit your ass down. Come back when you're fresh.
Yeah. In 15 seconds.
Right. We're only going to hold you out for one play or two plays.
You know, part of the reason I don't know why they haven't done that yet, like from a Dan Campbell, from a coaching perspective, like, shouldn't you want Hutch to take a play? Like, that's telling his backup you trust him. You trust the guy behind Hutch. If he's playing 100% of the game, you're doing that because he has to, and you don't trust the guy to step up for him.
Well, if you don't trust him, you don't trust him.
It means you have nobody on your roster you trust besides him.
Which means perhaps Brad Holmes, when he had the opportunity, should have got an edge rusher.
Maybe should have.
Even a rookie one.
Even a rookie one. Maybe not trading 3 picks for Tesla. Like I love Tesla, and I'm excited for his future. It's not like he's a massive part of this offense.
No.
You traded a lot of draft capital where what if you had kept Tim Patrick for one more year? What, $2 million? Tim Patrick is Tim Patrick. He was valuable with Goff, but then you use those picks to go get a Jalen Carter, or you go get the guy that's not your perfect edge rusher, not your Marcus Davenport build. Crush the can, is fantastic in the run and the pass rush. Some guy who just goes and gets the quarterback.
I
know.
tell you every
the wrong
fucking
name.
week. Don't mention Marcus Davenport's name.
I
on
made a
this
mistake.
show.
I made a mistake.
Don't mention him.
Who is that?
Bam.
I know. I shouldn't have. I should have come up with someone else. But other than Hutch, AQM, and Marcus Davenport, there is nobody else.
He did it again.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I was gonna say,
Tear the parts like that, man.
Speaking of foreign language,
We've heard his name more than Ali McNeil. He gets paid a lot of money.
That's the craziest part to me.
We need to focus on Aleem, don't we?
Aleem, the middle of that line. And you know what? You said a couple names earlier in Jarrett Verse and Byron Young.
Beast.
We covered those guys during the draft cycles. And we were like, yo, the Lions need to find a way to get one of these guys. But we see the Rams, They wouldn't. They grab those types of guys. I wonder what type of pressure and what types of problems they're going to be able to cause against Jared Goff and his Detroit Lions offensive line. And that, to me, yeah, I'm hoping that moving forward, they actually can make some of those types of picks. I like the Tesla move, but in light of knowing like Hutch is out here battling by himself and we want to see him get home, this is going to be a problem if they do not get him some help, no matter what we want to see him do. Even if he goes out there and plays to the level we think, if there's no pressure coming up the middle, if there's no pressure coming on the opposite end, then they can just scheme away from him. And he's just going to be on the other side of the line, spinning and spinning and spinning to no avail. And we're just going to be more and more frustrated. But I do believe today is one of those days where Hutch has to be the MVP. He has to be the difference maker. And we've seen him have those games, whether it's going out there and dropping back into coverage and getting an interception, breaking up plays, getting into the backfield and making sure that the quarterback feels his presence. It's not even just pressures for me. You need to get there so fast that if it's not a sack, it's legal for you to hit Stafford. And that's what I want to see out of Aiden Hutchinson, that type of nastiness from this whole entire defensive line, because I can't just put it on him. Aleem McNeil got that bag too. They both coming off injuries. So I look at that defensive line. I'm looking at those two guys first. The man who shall not be named, T. Foss, I don't even know that he exists.
You know what
but I
we
do
need
want
to
to
do?
see this
Here's
defensive
what we
line
need to
step
do.
up and maul.
Just so this young man can talk about a backup edge rusher, we need to give Marcus Davenport a different name because he is not going to mention that name on this show.
Labartney said for another $5 super chat, why on earth did I mention Davenport? So give me a nickname. You're the nickname maker.
Let's call Marcus Davenport from this point forward Ronald McDonald. If you want to mention him, say, hey, Ronald McDonald's injured again. Don't know when he's going to come back.
Does Dan Campbell have a commercial partnership with McDonald's?
He does not.
With Ronald or the house?
Applebee's does not have a mascot.
That's true. But thinking about the commercials brought up
The unofficial mascot, I guess.
he might be. But have you not? You've seen Hutch more in commercials over the last couple of years than actually.
Bro, in the last couple months, that's like he's in like 3 different commercials.
He averages more commercials per game than sacks. He's got to. He's out during the games.
And
Was it State Farm?
What are we doing here?
Head and Shoulders. Yeah, I saw him on one of the local ones too. I know he does some stuff with Bernstein.
He's with Jake from
Yeah,
Farm.
he has like 4 or 5 commercials. Oh, Little Caesars, I think too.
He's out there a lot.
Shout out to Hutch.
But we need him. We need him more. We need shots during the game of him on top of the quarterback.
We need that. I want to see Hutch with Limu Emu.
Limu Emu.
Right.
That'll be next. That'll be his next gig.
I bet you couldn't beat Limu Emu around there.
that emu is a nutcase. We should bring back that segment maybe next weekend. Finding new brand partnerships for different Detroit Lions players and coaches. Maybe something heading into Christmas. There's a lot of brands, a lot of Christmas shopping going on. We'll talk.
All right.
Terry.
What Marcus Davenport. Sarah's Vanishing Cream. He can promote that.
That's good off the top, off the dome. That's pretty good. Sarah's
he's
what's
chill
another
medicated,
one?
man.
Chill medicated?
No.
He makes your pain
Ben Gay.
Okay.
For Marcus Davenport. Or Ronald McDonald. Sorry, we can't use his name.
Chat brand sponsorships for the one Marcus Ronald McDonald Davenport. We took a bet earlier this season. It wasn't a bet. It was a
over-under.
It was over-under before the first game. Does Marcus Davenport play in more games than Kirby Joseph has interceptions? I haven't checked in a while. Kind of messed up right now. Kirby Joseph isn't playing. Marcus Davenport hasn't really played either.
We put the over-under for games played at 8.5.
Yeah. Has he had 2? Is he had 3? How many games has Ronald
He's going to
played?
be under. Ronald McDonald's going to be under 8.5, I'm sure. How many games has he played there?
I questioned if he was going to get to 6 at the beginning of the season. I was like, man, when he passes like 4 games played, I'm going to be like, we got through a quarter of the season. And that was a tough one there because you look at the re-signings in the offseason, I get you want to go budget friendly, but they had a few years, man. Like we covered, two off seasons, 2 drafts, where they could have gone out there and took some flyers on some young pass rushers that we see getting home today. Like I'm looking at the Rams, I'm just like, goodness gracious, we're gonna have to deal with Jared Verse and Byron Young and everybody else that they got on that defensive line, man. So it's a little tough, especially the we're good. I like the prospects of what we have, but it's not. If it's not working, it's just not working.
Yeah.
Not getting home right now.
This game, and Dan Campbell alluded to it in his press conferences, where he had a little bit of energy this week, but like. This game, it's not. Actually, I'm going to try to my Neil Rule impression. This is not a vibes game. This isn't about aura.
MD 50-50 from Marcus Davenport.
What was it?
MD 50-50.
Was that ENC William Lane?
I'm sorry, dog. That just got me.
There was one.
Sponsor.
Boji Time 1352 Glassenport. Marcus Glassenport. I thought that was pretty funny.
That one might be a winner.
But it's not a vibes game. This isn't. It might be a shootout, and it might be you might have to pull some things, pull the rabbit out of your hat, but it's going to be a discipline game. Like, this team has to be ultra, ultra disciplined. You don't have Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph, and the players replacing them aren't the same athleticism. They don't have the same game-changing ability. But to give Brett Holmes a little bit of credit, having guys – on this depth chart, on this roster like Avonte Maddox, they're good enough to come and put a really strong effort, a really good game out there. And if the entire defense and offense, I'm talking defense now, if they play disciplined football and don't give up the big play, don't let Stafford turn into a magician, allow Stafford to make a mistake, force them into mistakes, this team can win. But it's got to be disciplined. Kelvin Shepard talked about it too. He's like, we got to be disciplined on these receivers. Like, I may not be able to stop them. I may not be able to slow them down if I was out there. They're really damn good. But we got to do our best to slow them down. It's going to be one of those.
That part is true. Now, here's what Stafford did most of the time. Well, not most, but a lot of times in a Lions uniform. He would be slinging the ball up and down the field. But that first drive of the third quarter, interception. So the Lions have to recreate that, have Stafford recreate that, where I don't care what he does in the first half, but in that first drive of the third quarter, he's got to make a mistake.
Yes.
And I also think this about the NFL. You're not really stopping other people's deep offenses because the rules are such where you can't touch, you can't do a lot of things. But what you can do is create turnovers. And where is the turnover machine? The turnover machine is on the sidelines.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you beat the Rams.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to turn Stafford over, but the man to do it is not there.
No, and it's been harder. Stafford is taking care of the ball a lot better this year. He's not making as many stupid throws. His sidearm throws are more accurate now, and he's got guys catching the ball.
But he doesn't feel he has to do something stupid.
Right. So you got to force him into that.
Right.
Force him. One of the reasons
make the comfortable uncomfortable.
Yes, one of the reasons why it plays into this game, but also you talked why you said teams wouldn't necessarily be scared of the Lions going into the playoffs, but
why would you?
Because they're the best team in the NFL at not giving the ball away. They've only given the ball away 8 times. It's tied for the fewest in the NFL. And when I saw that, I sort of didn't believe it. It seems like they've put the ball on the ground more this year. Goff hasn't been as sharp, but I think
he hasn't thrown
five interceptions, I think.
Right. He hasn't had those 4 interception games or 3 interception games.
So they're not getting the ball this season as much as they have in years past, but they're not giving the ball away. That helps in the playoffs.
Right.
That helps
He even ran for 13 yards one game.
I think it was 26.
Okay.
They call it Vanilla Goff for a reason. Jared Goff at the Coliseum against Patrick Mahomes back in the day, I'm pretty sure had a rushing touchdown with a little layup over the goalpost. He didn't try to dunk it. Although, side note, Eric Woodward put out a great piece about Jared Goff.
Shout out to Eric.
Shout out to Eric.
Great person.
I really enjoyed working with him. He helped me along the way. A lot of great guys in the Detroit sports reporting market.
He was showing up during those dread years for the Detroit Pistons
yes.
and giving same advice and everything.
Oh, Woodward, Eric Woodward too?
Eric Woodward, yep. So shout out to him, man, definitely.
Yes. Doc Macaroon, I really enjoy listening to Will Birchfield.
got some
Nonetheless, Eric put out this great piece about Jared Goff over the years, and I bonded with Goff even more. He was a freshman basketball player out in California. His coach decided to put him on JV first and then move him up to varsity midway through. He's a gangly 6'3", decent athlete, but he learned how to play a faster game with the older guys. He learned how to mature as an athlete, not just in football, but through basketball and baseball. In a game like this, we need him not to have his best performance passing the ball. We need him to take care of the ball. We need him to get this offense into what we view as complementary football, not just with the defense and with special teams, but with the Gibbs and Montgomery tandem, with the running game and the pass game. And oh, by the way, I brought this up to you just before the show. We talk so often about David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs when they score a touchdown in the same game 15 times. They're 15-0. We need to start talking about Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Give us some numbers.
I got some numbers for you. They both produced touchdowns in the same game on 20 occasions in their short career playing together.
What's the Lions' record on those 20 occasions?
Oh, it's their winning percentage is very 2023 to now. 5 losses. They've lost what, like 10 games? Very few games. 20 touchdowns. They're tied for 7th all time in teammate touchdowns scored. First is Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith with 32.
Pretty good.
From 1990 to 1999, you got Antonio Gates and Tomlinson, Jerry Rice and John Taylor, Marvin Harrison, Edgar and James. St. Brown and Gibbs, 2023 to 2025. They have 20 touchdowns in the same game already. They're gonna blow through that record as long as Jahmyr Gibbs gets a little bit of a contract extension. Terry, they're one of the best tandems in the league. One of the other reasons why we get into this game, why the Lions Terry, should feel hope the Lions can win this game, and why they're dangerous in the playoffs, is because of their ability to have explosive plays. They got guys who can break free from anywhere on the field. They are, per play, Lions yards per play, 6.18 yards, best in the NFL. Plays of 20-plus yards. They've had 61 plays of 20-plus yards, second in the NFL. And then points outside the red zone, 113, which is top 5. So the Lions can score from anywhere on the field, so they don't need long drives. The Rams can load the box and try to shut down Amon-Ra St. Brown, but Gibbs and J-Mo can take it to the house. So they don't need long drives. They can score from anywhere. They might want those long drives today, though. They might want to control the ball.
Well, I think that's true to a certain extent. If your opponent has a good defensive line, I don't trust the Lions' offense this year. They can be shut down, and they have been shut down. Now, they can score 35, 40 points. They can also score 9 points or 12 points. That's a big, and I think the key is how good is the opponent's defensive line?
They're good. They're really good.
Okay, then that makes the Lions vulnerable.
They are very vulnerable. This is not a good matchup for them. Not just because they're a really good team, the Rams are, but because of that defensive line. Because the Lions' offensive line has struggled this year, but it's beat up too. We don't know what we're going to get out of Taylor Decker, or is Dan Skipper going to start at left tackle? Miles Frazier, who can play tackle, but he's been playing the right side.
Miles Frazier is going to play today, I bet.
I like what they did last week.
At some point, yeah. Supposedly he's looking good in practice, but I'm not a big proponent of that because I've heard about tons of dudes looking good in Lions practice. Mm-hmm. You put them on the field and they suck.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna, I think Miles Frazier is going to work out at some point.
Long term,
Lions, right?
Might just not be enough.
Skipper, didn't they cut him?
They've cut him 50 times.
Right. So I mean, you can't count on him.
You can count on him more as that sixth offensive lineman when they want to go big, when they want to go jumbo. But I don't know, Jared Verse versus Dan Skipper, that gives me concern. You better be elite, Jared Goff, pre-snap to make sure that your run is going the other way or that you're avoiding that side when Jared Verse is kicking his foot back, ready to go on Skipper.
I don't trust Skipper. I think he's a fine player. He contributes.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not going to have your left tackle, I'd assume move Penei Sewell to left tackle, and I know that's a move of desperation this late in the season, but I would trust him more over there than Dan Skipper.
Yeah, well, Will Birchfield on an interview with Carson Anderson talked about Miles Frazier getting most of his reps are on the interior, but when he does take reps in practice at tackle, he's on the right side. So you wonder if in a short period of time, do you move Penei Sewell over to left? Who knows?
He's going to be a Hall of Fame left tackle at some point.
You don't think they just keep him there and draft it?
No.
It depends who the best
it's a very
tackle.
Important. What position is more important, left tackle or right tackle?
Left.
Penei Sewell. Why would you not do it?
Only reason you would not do it is if you have your eye on a certain prospect in college that is a true left tackle. Like, just it isn't the type of versatile athlete that could play the right side. He's a left tackle. Like, Joe Alt could probably do both. He's elite at Penei Sewell, Tristan Wirfs, Christian Darrisaw. Unless you get one of those guys, if the guy you draft is a true left tackle, just keep him there. Don't make him learn the other side. If he's athletic enough, do whatever you want. Whatever you think is best. Just build the offensive line.
So you would keep Penei Sewell at right tackle?
Yeah.
Even
Why not?
after this season?
Yeah, why not?
Because left tackle is more important. Penei Sewell is a Hall of Fame type of player. Therefore, you move him to left tackle.
Yeah, but
I'd even do it this year.
having an athlete, a freak athlete like him, Penei Sewell is a weapon. You can starting on the right side allows you to actually do more on the left side because of his ability to pull and run to that side. For pass protect, it would make sense having your best player on the left side, but I don't know. I'm just not really stuck in the. Let's play positionless football. Just put your best athletes wherever.
Okay, this is not basketball. It's football.
Not yet.
And the left tackle is protecting the quarterback's blind side. So you're in favor. What you're saying, you're in favor of Jared Goff getting busted up,
No.
knocked out of the game, shorten his career.
No.
You refuse to move.
Broder,
Penei
you
Sewell to left
monster.
tackle.
No. Yeah. No.
That's what it sounds
Cannot
like.
believe
No.
you, Broder.
I just trust Jared Goff to get the ball out quick. In passing plays, he's going to get the ball out fast.
In golf,
He's
we
only going to
trust.
get better. Jared Goff has only gotten better. Matthew Stafford has only gotten better. Not all quarterbacks get better as they get older. Those two have. Tom Brady talked this week on Colin Cowherd.
Facts on that one.
Tom Brady had a really good interview. It was Friday on Colin Cowherd, but he talked about the importance of what's up here and everything he had to do pre-snap to outbalance his deficiencies. Tom Brady was like, nothing good will happen with me having the ball in my hands. I need to get this out as quick as possible to Edelman, to all his weapons, to Wes Welker. He was just like, I need to get – if I didn't know where I was throwing before I snapped the ball, I didn't snap the ball. He developed a toolkit, he called it, to be able to manipulate his offense, manipulate the receiver's routes, manipulate the play every way possible so that when he snapped the ball, he knew who he was going to.
You know, a question was not asked of Tom Brady.
What?
If you were the Lions quarterback, would you rather have Penei Sewell on your right side or your left side?
I would love to hear that from him, actually. I'm probably probably
Elite,
wrong,
Elise.
by the way. I assume the majority would say the left side.
And so would Tom
I
Brady.
don't know.
And if you got Jared Goff at the bar, gave him a couple shots,
Okay,
and
maybe.
said, hey, bro, where do you want Penei Sewell? He would say left
Yeah.
tackle.
Left tackle.
The only one who would say no to that is you.
And I don't really have a good reason. I was trying to find one. I don't really have a good one.
Now I saw your lips flapping, but it didn't make sense.
It's just coming out. It's just coming out. You know, if you had Jared Goff at the bar, a couple shots, maybe a couple beers, and you asked him, who do you want returning kicks?
Kennedy!
Here we are. The Tom Kennedy era is here.
It's here and it's real, Terry. Like, we can make jokes, but I think we need to make it clear we're not joking about Tom Kennedy.
No, Kennedy
That
and
man is
Skipper are literal
important.
NFL cockroaches, bro. They just survive
And
and
needs
thrive.
to be praised,
Yes.
praised for it.
Yes.
He needs to be He's been with the Lions for 7 years.
That's amazing.
7 years?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Every
dedication.
time his number is called, he does something to help
go.
the team.
And has he been cut 7 times? Been on
Probably.
the practice squad 7 times?
Probably.
But he's contributing now.
Call his number. He contributes. He helps you win. Tell me Tom Kennedy wasn't one of the 3 most important players on the field last week.
It's important.
Yeah. If you're not going to be able to – this is why it worked last week against Dallas, Terry. If you're not going to be able to get home and sack the quarterback and force a punt in their zone to flip the field where your offense gets it at the 40 or 50. If you can't do that, you got to hold them to field goals. And then Tom Kennedy gets you field position where Jared Goff and this offense are like 15 yards from field goal range. That's a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they won last
They can
week.
get that 15 yards. No, you're right.
Like,
That's very important. Strategic. It's, if you can win the field position battle, that helps a long way.
yeah.
Along with turnovers and running the football.
Yeah. So when you lose guys like Kirby Joseph to get a pick, like Brian Branch to get a huge third down tackle, behind the line of scrimmage to force that punt, you need guys like Tom Kennedy to step up. You need Avonte Maddox to step up. You need a Meek Robertson and Maddox or Harper, whoever's playing safety, not to have those communication errors where Flournoy is wide open for a touchdown. But it's got to be elevated 10 times more this week because you know what? Do you know what Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams are not? They are not George Pickens. Your mistakes will not be hidden against this team. If you make mistakes, Stafford will pick you apart. Nacua will pick you apart. Devontae Adams will pick you apart.
Right.
And Sean McVay, who's a very good coach. So we
So
start.
if they're going to win this game, the Lions offense has to be rolling.
They got to be rolling. They got to win the takeaway battle or win the time of maybe a combination of these. Win the time of possession, the field position game. Ultimately, they need to force the Rams to kick field goals. I guarantee you, watch this pregame show after us. You're going to hear Neil Rule talk about field goals. You win games with touchdowns. If the Lions can stop the Rams and force field goals, they got a chance to win this game. In fact, I like their chances to win this game if they force 2 field goals.
Right. I get you.
Both the teams are going to get in the red zone, and both they're going to score.
Field goals, you lose.
Yeah, especially in this game.
Look at the games, college and pro. When you see people kicking field goals, eventually that team is going to run out of gas and lose games by 4 or 5 points.
Michigan versus Ohio State was the perfect example.
Right.
The kicker kept them in the game for the first half when they shouldn't have been in the game. They didn't score touchdowns. They didn't have any juice in the second half. Not going to happen. Yeah. Is there one matchup you're watching in this game closely, or you enjoy Hutch against another backup offensive lineman, DJ Reed against Puka Nacua or Devontae Adams, Stafford Goff, Campbell McVay? What do you have your eye on?
I don't do that. I don't do the whole eye on crap.
Okay.
I want to see, is the team winning or is the team losing? And there's so many moving parts that are important. I would like to see Kirby Joseph out there. I'm not going to get it. I'd like to see Brian Branch out there. We're not going to get it. So Puka Nacua is a dude that can kill you.
He's really good.
Now, if they do things schematically, it's not going to just be because of Reed. If he's slowed down, it's going to be a combination of defensive pressure and also good cornerback play. Now, I know the secondary has been roasted by people. I don't think they've been that bad.
They haven't.
I think we have seen plays because we don't see the whole field, but there's been plays where they have, been on people, but the quarterback has still got the ball. He's still looking. He's looking. And then when he finds somebody, then we blame the secondary.
Right.
Not their fault. You can't. These dudes who are running patterns, man, running 440s, they got these little moves that are like, I'm here, no, I'm over here. It's like they disappear for a second. You can't cover that.
No.
When your quarterback is getting 4 or 5 seconds. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
So that's mostly the defensive front's fault. Because there's been a number of times where the quarterback has had the ball for 5 seconds and he hasn't thrown the ball yet. But at that point, somebody's going to break free.
Yeah. There are coverage sacks that Hutch and the defensive line have gotten because the coverage has been great. But there's also coverage lapses that a lot or all of the credit needs to go on the defensive line for that play. No, Patrick Surtain II can't cover Puka Nacua for 10 seconds. The best defensive backs just can't. You can't hang with guys running 4.3s while you're running backwards. Mm-hmm. It's the hardest thing to do. One of the hardest things to do in sports.
It is.
You got to get to Stafford. Stafford isn't as reckless anymore, but he is fearless. Especially with more touch, a little bit more accuracy. It all comes together for this MVP type season. But Terry, fearless can turn into careless when you're firing missiles into traffic.
True, but you know what you got to do with Stafford? You got to make him look old. He looks old, but you got to make him an old player where he is reacting slow, he's unsure of himself, and then he makes mistakes.
How do you do that? Like, is that a Calvin Shepard coming up with something different?
Maybe you have to blitz your boy, Jack Campbell.
Jack Campbell.
Yep, those stunts that we saw at the end of last season when they basically had an obliterated defensive line.
Yeah.
And Calvin Shepard was being lauded for it, especially in that Minnesota Vikings game where they needed to get pressure on Sam Darnold to turn him back into a pumpkin, as our guy High Def Steph, pissed as DJ said, and they did that. That's what I'm hoping to see. And I know that the Detroit Lions, they do use the 3 linebacker set more than others, and I'm hoping that today is something where they can afford to use those linebackers to get pressure more so than to use those linebackers for things like contain or to drop back. I'm hoping that today Calvin Shepard can actually say, you know what, let's just release the dogs.
Yeah.
That's right.
You were talking.
There's a problem, though. When the Lions have blitzed their linebackers, they've been getting gashed with the screenplay.
And it's Stafford today with a couple running backs who will make you pay if you miss any tackles, if you miss any assignment. That's the conundrum right there. And it's like when you got those opportunistic, picker-uppers, those cleanup guys like Kirby Joseph, you can probably throw those stunts because they were there last year. That's something that they're missing this year. So I'm wondering if what you're saying is playing over and over and over in Calvin Shepard's mind. But I've seen a chat today, and people have said that they feel confident that Calvin Shepard is going to come prepared today. They really do.
I think so, too. One thing I've thought of throughout this show that I hadn't prepared for, I didn't think about, I didn't clue in on. I've been thinking this has got to be a huge day for Hutch. This has got to be another big day for Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, and Alex Anzalone. But what I should have gone with, it's got to be a big day for a Lee McNeil, DJ Reader, and Tyreek Williams and Roy Lopez.
Yeah.
And that means shutting down the run game first, because then that unlocks Jack Campbell. Not Jack Campbell needs to play a good game regardless. He needs to be a consistent, stable force in the middle of your defense. But if you have guys stopping the run, and if Kyron Williams and Blake Corum aren't a factor or are a limiting factor because of those big defensive tackles with the big asses, Terry, then Jack Campbell becomes a weapon that you can go get the quarterback. You can call these stunts where the athletic the athleticism of this linebacker crew of Jack, Derek Barnes, and Alex Anzalone, they can all go get the quarterback, and they can all play in coverage. Some at various levels, I know. But they can all do it. When the defensive line holds that run game to very little, those guys and Kelvin Shepard can start having fun.
In other words, you need Jack Campbell to make plays.
Yes.
And not necessarily just make tackles.
Yes. Yes. That's what you've been it's safe to say that's what you've been looking for him to
Correct.
take the next step into stardom
That's
or
a
superstardom.
That's a bar, T-Foss. I like that. You want to see him be that ultimate game changer more than just somebody who's going to accrue some stats. And I do believe he has been somebody that's helped to keep the Lions defense from looking absolutely demolished at times. But I get what you're saying. Game effect like him, Aiden Hutchinson. I believe that those are two guys that you're looking at in this game. And Ali McNeil. I'm going to throw him in there. Those three guys for me are the top three that I'm looking at. Because I expect the offense to go out there with Jared Goff, with a Jahmyr Gibbs, with a David Montgomery, with the pass catchers we do have. We've seen those guys go out there and do their job. I want to see on this side those three guys go out there and be game effectors, game changers, complete game disruptors.
That's it. They've been game effectors. Jack Campbell and Aiden Hutchinson have affected the game, some games more than others. They've affected it. We need them to be game changers.
Yeah.
And we need that today. We need them to be game disruptors today for them to beat this Rams team, which is favored for the first time since the Goff Stafford trade. For them to win, they need to be game changers, not just affect the game and be Pro Bowl players. Go be all pros. That's a formula to win.
You call them playmakers.
Yeah. Playmakers.
I'm so glad you said that, and you took it from just Pro Bowl to All Pro.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
so glad you did that because they had a lot of All Pros last year. And that's what I'm saying. I get it. We don't have all of them there. We had some guys we thought could have that type of effect, and I am hoping that we get that type of a performance out of them. Why? Because this is a big game. This is a really big game. We can call it a playoff game for all intents and purposes. And so I want to see those guys go out there and be the difference, be the reason, be effectively the game changer. Well, Stafford had some good games against us in the ones that we won. But we saw that the game changers made the difference in those games.
Yeah.
That's it there.
Last year, the game changer was David Montgomery in overtime.
Yes.
It's not the super.
Yeah, you're right.
It might not be St. Brown this week. It might not. It could be Jamo. I would love for it to be Jamo this week. It's a good matchup for him if Goff's protected. But that game last year was week 2, week 3 was ugly. We were questioning Ben Johnson. The offense doesn't look like why aren't they running the ball? Overtime came and it was like, all right, David Montgomery. Let's stop messing around. David Montgomery behind Penei Sewell, what was it, 9 straight times? Let's do it. Who's it going to be this week? I don't know. On defense, it's got to be those two.
I love that gritty. I'm kind of hoping they just do that on offense again, and they just line it up. And now they put some things on tape with the two running backs out the backfield and actually throwing it to Jahmyr Gibbs. Because think about the types of running lanes that will open up for an inside runner like a David Montgomery if they throw them both out there, flex Jahmyr Gibbs outside, and all of a sudden they're pitching it to David Montgomery going to the right with Jahmyr Gibbs on the left. I think
that
they can get busy.
Needs to be Jahmyr Gibbs.
You said what?
Because I think he is emerging as one of the best running backs in the NFL. And now in December is more important because this is when you can't win a championship in December, but you can position yourself to win a championship.
Or lose one.
Yeah, or lose it. This is where the all pros perform. This is where they take their teams from here to here. Mm-hmm. So I think it needs to be him because the dude's got so much talent and speed, and they're still learning how to use him. They're using him more effectively, and we can get rid of the silly little thing. Oh, can he run between the tackles? Mm-hmm. Of course he can.
His longest runs have started in between the tackles this year. His ability to cut and hit an angle and not get caught is special. You were talking about that. They at this time of the year, in these most important games, you need your players to step up and answer the bell. We don't know what kind of game Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have, or St. Brown, or Goff, or Hutch, or Campbell, but we know what type of We know what type of effort we're going to get from them. We know what type of we basically know what we're not going to get out of them. It's why I don't have a clear reason why I think the Bears aren't going to make the playoffs, or I don't believe in them yet. I don't know if they have those players. Caleb Williams has helped them to 9 wins, but now once it gets even more important, is he going to elevate his game? Is he going to accept being a game manager and avoiding turnovers, accepting a check down to DeAndre Swift? Or is he going to try to do more than he can and throw a big pick in the fourth quarter? That's why we got to give this team, Brad Holmes, some credit for his roster creation, the types of players, despite some positional inefficiencies. You got guys who we know will at least show up for the moment. Are they going to perform is the next question.
Well, you want to give Brad Holmes credit for roster building.
Mm-hmm.
Now he needs to do roster over the humping.
Yes. Yes.
A pump in the hump.
Yeah.
A hump the pump, whatever you want to call it.
Ask JMO. Just ask JMO what we should call the hump.
Okay.
He likes humping.
Keep JMO away from the
Anything phallic, anything.
Well, who did Jahmyr Gibbs shake? He was totally humping the ground.
True. And you know,
It's being suspect already.
that penalty was unfortunate, but Neil has a good point. Like, I'll accept a hump if it means a touchdown. Like if we're talking about J-Mo humping, it means he was in the end zone, and I think that's okay. We don't want the penalty to be big, but like, okay, he's in the end zone. He did something.
Be professional. I know he's young. I know he's a kid. He's got kid-like tendencies, but you got to be professional. And that's what could prevent the Lions from being champions is not being professional.
Those little things. You're
It's
right.
the little stuff. I mean, you can have your fun, but if you know something is wrong, then don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man. Game's at 4:25. Pre-game show coming up with Neil and Sean Baligian. Checking my phone real quick. Got a message, an important message.
Just in case there's any
super
else
chat
left in there. I didn't know if there were any that slept through, fell through the cracks.
You know, I think I missed. It might have been top to bottom. There's 2 that weren't read. My guy Greg Thomas says Michigan having problems off the field, Lions having problems staying on the field. Sad face. Shout out to you.
Goodness gracious.
$4.99 super chat. What a week for Michigan. Whoa, boy.
Oh man.
Whoa. I've been really interested and impressed at how Braylon's covered it and the perspective he takes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Michigan basketball. I was about to say, man, they're doing great.
Yeah, no, Michigan basketball is doing great.
Real good. Number 2 in the
A lot of
nation.
Michigan teams are doing great. I am still.
Michigan basketball, man, they busting people up.
They're nasty.
by 27 points.
I haven't had the chance to talk about it. I am proud to be a Michigan alum. I'm proud to have been a Michigan athlete. I am not proud of the athletic department and how the university is acting, handling things. We don't have any. We can't stand on a moral high ground anymore. We can't say pump our chests out, and be the leaders and best stuff. We have to eat this. This is ugly. This is one of the biggest controversies in sports.
And I'll take up for you. No. Because with people like you, Broder, people like Braylon, with people like my pops, and I know the work that they do there. We can't allow the athletic department to bring down the entire, view or how the college is seen. But I will say this, based on how they handle this thing going forward, that to me, because now that you got the whole entire university getting in on it, this is where I will start to say, you know what? Let's see if you're the leaders and best.
Yeah.
Let's see what you do to handle this situation and make sure going forward, this is the institution that guys who deserve to be able to say, I went to Michigan and feel proud about that, like you, like Braylon Edwards, like my pops, you guys deserve to be able to say, you know what? I'm a proud alum here, and we do things the right way.
Yeah.
So I am looking at how they choose to handle this thing going forward.
This next coaching hire, and it can tie into a Lions conversation because we have the type of head coach that at the professional level.
Oh, we in overtime right now. That's 9:33, so it's overtime.
This is a hot topic. We'll go 2 more minutes if you got 2 more.
Talk about it.
2 more minutes. I love that Dan Campbell's the head coach of the Lions because he he's coaching a successful professional team, but he's also developing these leaders. He's developing young men into grown men. He's taking grown men who have been around the league and had other experiences and showing them a different way to lead and support and respect people. What happened with Sharon Moore, what's happening a lot in college sports, coinciding with the NIL, is like these, and I worry as I have a son coming into this world next year. When I drop him off at college or give him to a college coach, like what type of man is that? What's he going to be teaching my kid? You're supposed to, at 18, drop your kid off at college, and the people he's surrounded by, his coaches, are supposed to help mold him and believe in and be at least an extension of your values. But when this stuff happens, when it's all about the money, when these egos come out of these, it scares me. Other than my dad and my grandpa.
My man Flip, man, he was getting Instagram models, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, right?
And there's going to be more stuff that comes out.
There's going to be way more.
I'm glad you said it, too, because a lot of people believe that they're untouchable, that they're invisible, and maybe some of this stuff goes rampant. We've heard coaches of all different shades have found themselves in these types of situations.
Plenty of times.
But I mean, it's a situation where you got to be smarter than that, man. You are a leader of the next generation. That to me is powerful, and it is an impactful post to have. And as a father of two boys, who was very, very particular about, the influences around his sons and everything and who the leader's going to be, all my coaches were impactful in my life. All of them. Coach Dunbar in college, Coach Moorhead, and the now later Gators, the trench coats on the sideline, and everything he did to instill certain principles in this. Even my coach Bernard, who taught me the principle of, like, I don't care if you think you're the best or not. We can get this done without you if we play like a team, so you want to be a part of a team. Those things matter to me because I forgot who said, I think it was Matt Shepard, when you give your child to a college, especially to a coach, you're saying take over this job and help my son become a man at the ages of 17, 18. Like I went to college at 17, and I was instantly in the fray of everything out on the East Coast in D.C. Steve Francis in the gym and all that. Like instantly I had to have the right people around me, and I was grateful to have that. So you're preaching, man. I know you with a new baby brother, the first baby brother for you coming.
Let's go,
baby.
World,
it's like, I get you. I get that, man. It's from the heart, and I feel that.
Yeah. Other than my dad, Terry, and my grandpa, and you've been a fatherly figure in my life too. My coaches, Jack Sanders at Cranbrook, and
I love T-Foss.
Real quick, and then we'll give our predictions. We'll end this. I actually got one more super chat. My JV basketball coach, Matt Gump, hated him while he was my coach. I thought he was singling me out, like wearing me down in practice and just focusing way too much on me and what I was not great at on the basketball court. Until I got moved up to varsity and I realized, oh shit, he was just getting me ready. I was ready when I got there.
You need that tough love.
Yeah, you do. And you don't realize that. So all that to say, I hope the college football landscape, the college sports landscape, I'm worried. I hope it does something to still use sports as a way to develop like good humans in society that know how to lose, that know how to take criticism and like not take it personally and improve. It's a problem. Terry, last super chat from Dylan. I don't know if I have the full one. While I read this, Kool-Aid. Actually, I'll find it. Dylan Jayasuria. Stafford shouldn't be loved here. The Lions first beat him. He wasn't happy for the fans. This past week, he said 50% of the fans booed him on draft day. Do you have a problem with anyone liking Stafford versus loving Stafford? He didn't accomplish anything here.
Well, because the organization was bad.
He was fun to watch. He was entertaining.
Yeah.
He gave you hope. Stafford did give us hope. It never came to anything, and I use that to my defense in support of Goff, but I don't care if people like Stafford. He was my favorite player when he was here.
What about Detroit Rams fans?
That's too much. You leave, he's the enemy.
That's marks, not fans. Marks. That's a mark.
Joke.
I know.
So, but I have no problems with people liking Stafford because he was here for decade.
Yeah.
He was trying to help him win. He was trying to help a bad organization overcome themselves. But he did one out.
Yeah.
He said, I can't stand this anymore.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Safe to say both teams would do that trade exactly the same if they had another shot?
Correct.
Yeah. I'm happy. The Rams are happy. You can say they won the trade. The marker is a Super Bowl. They won a Super Bowl. Right now, they won the trade. The Lions also won it. The final part to it is still yet to be decided, yet to be written. But what we needed at that time, it is already a win. Is it better than them? We got to wait to see if Goff brings us the Super Bowl. I think he will, but that's the measuring stick. It starts today. Terry, score prediction. Let's get out of here.
All right. I still say the Lions are somewhat broken. One of the reasons they beat Dallas is I didn't think – first of all, Dallas, a little bit of frauds. Mm-hmm. I know they beat Philadelphia.
They were hot,
beat
but
Kansas
they were
City,
frauds.
But you can't get it up for 3 games in such a short
Call your doctor.
So I thought Dallas was cooked.
You were right.
They weren't ready to do this. The Rams haven't gone through such a gauntlet. They're a better team. They have a MVP candidate. I think the Rams and their home, even though it's going to be the Lions are going to have the home field advantage because there'll be more Lion fans there than LA. My whole family's there.
Yeah. They're going to be rooting for the Lions.
Yeah. And
I don't get this whole, like, we're on the road and okay, it's on the road and the time difference, but we're taking over that stadium too. Sorry.
If they win.
They're going to take it over even if they lose.
If they win. But I think I just don't think this is a game the Lions can win. And they will the defense is a little bit broken too. No Kirby Joseph, no Brian Branch. Brian Branch, I think, is like
he might be out next year.
Huh?
He might be out for the majority of next year.
Yeah, he's a huge glue. You got both of them out. I think the Rams will defeat the Detroit Lions today, 35-24.
35-24 Rams over Lions. Willie B, you got a prediction for us?
I gotta be honest. I don't see them, but I gotta be honest.
Be honest, it's
the
a
Rams,
tough game.
The Rams gonna
be
beat
scared.
them. I ain't scared. I'm gonna be realistic. The Rams gonna beat them by at least 10 points.
Okay, cover.
About
little booty whooping.
Yeah, 31 to 20.
All right, 2 Rams wins 31-20, 35-24.
Now let's see if we're gonna get history made today. We want your prediction.
Well, I'll go last. I'll let Kool-Aid go first. I'll build this suspense up.
No history over here. My name is Detroit Kool-Aid. Nice to meet you. The Lions is gonna go. You know what? Where is it at? Let me let the chat do it better. Stick's favorite cousin. Walk in your trap and take over your trap. I got the Detroit Lions by a field goal today, man. I got them winning 34-31. Detroit Lions in LA. Let's go. Let's go. And you know what?
We've been doing this show for 3 years. Matthew Patrick Broder has never picked the Lions to lose a game, and we're going to see history today.
Why would you?
I don't know.
Week in and week out, the Lions should have won every game over the last 3 years.
Oh, stop it.
But at the beginning of the season, you know they're going to lose at least 2 last year. I'm in line with Kool-Aid. There's something brewing. I just have this weird feeling that the Lions are going to come out victorious, but it's going to be a game like Goff versus Herbert, Lions versus Chargers years ago after a bye week. It's going to be high scoring. It's going to come down to a field goal, whether that's a field goal to win it or having held the other team to a field goal earlier in the game. But the Lions beat the Los Angeles Rams 40-37.
No history made today. I wasn't expecting it.
Guess what? The Lions are going to win next week, too, and the week after that.
They're running the table to the playoffs, man. I feel it. I feel it.
It's urgency.
Will we see a Lions loss this year?
Yeah, we will see one more. I hope it's not today. But they beat Dallas last week, so you can withstand a loss.
Book it. Broder said they're not losing to the Super Bowl.
They're losing one game before the Super Bowl.
Oh, one more regular season
So
game.
the NFC Championship game.
No, one more regular season
Okay,
game before the Super Bowl.
Okay, that's fair enough.
The Lions will be in the Super Bowl this
against the
season.
Bears.
The Lions will be playing on February 8th. And I will be hoisting the Lombardi, baby.
You got a lot of faith.
Hey, let's rock.
That's
No,
awesome.
they're going to lose one game. It's going to come down to the final game of the season against the Bears. I'm here for it.
We gotta have like
Whatever.
one big old mega birthday party for me, you, Stick, our kids, because
We
all
can
of them
live
are
stream.
born literally around that time, bro.
All right. I was
Super
thinking
Bowl
live
babies,
streaming
let's
the
rock.
birth.
Awesome.
All right. Well, we have our prediction.
A live stream birth.
It's been a good game.
God,
Everybody
dual
enjoyed
stream.
the game.
Come on, Broder.
Take us
Don't
out.
forget, Neil and Sean Alexander Baligian. They're going to have their pregame show. Should be
Shows
fun.
all day for
And
y'all.
Don't forget,
All
Art and
day.
Jake's in Clarkston
In Clarkston.
today. Watch party. You going to be there?
Huh? Oh, Clarkson, yeah. I'm actually in.
See, I want to go. I can't go.
Plan is I'm going to be there. That's the plan.
Huh?
For real?
Yeah.
Let's rock.
I'm going to be out there.
It's not that far.
No. The plan
not
is
that
to go.
far. Hey.
With an 8-month pregnant girl, things happen that sometimes plans change, but the plan is
I
to
understand.
go. Bring from 4 to 6. Bring clothing. I heard this on the shows. Maybe I won't butcher it,
Are we
but
supposed to bring baby clothing for you?
like you can bring for. I want to say it's
Yeah.
to send off to soldiers or
I gotta
soldiers.
figure it
Oh,
out.
families.
I thought you were begging for clothes.
Oh no.
All right.
No. we got plenty of baby clothes already. All right.
All right.
Terry, what a pleasure.
It's been
Awesome.
fun. I see Neil Aloysius Rule showing up.
He's kicking us out.
Yeah.
Get your
The final word.
Get your stuff and get out. I hear Neil right now.
Look at that
Better
face.
get out.
Told you.
We'll see you Sunday
All right, y'all. Be
next
good.
week.
Bite, bite.
Let's rock.
No smoking, please. There he is.